What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing a Manchester City transfer update, but before I crack on with today's video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe. I'll be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all the summer transfer window for you guys to look forward to. So if you want to stay up to date with the latest transfer news for Manchester City this summer, then do make sure you have subscribed. Social media links, they're in the description below, sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries, leave a thumbs up as well if you do enjoy this video. Once more, aiming for 300 likes, and also don't forget as well to let me know your thoughts in the comments below of what you made of these transfers. Let's crack on with this video. Let's start off first with some contract news, and we've got an update on Rodri. Now, new contract latest on him, the Daily Star. They say that Manchester City and Rodri, they're going to sit down in the summer and they're going to discuss a new contract. Manchester City, they want Rodri on a new 4-year contract until the summer of 2026, and they will increase his pay from £70,000 a week to £125,000 per week. Now, if you have a look at other Premier League football players, the fact that Rodri's on £70,000 a week is astounding, because he's a brilliant football player, and him getting a pay rise to £125,000 per week going off the season that he's had is completely justified. I mean, that's an extra £55,000 a week, which is a lot of money. However, it's still nowhere near what some of the other Premier League football players are on, and I think this is just demonstrating just how tight of a control Manchester City have got on their wage structure. And so when we're speaking about Erling Haaland, it's going to be very difficult to make that work on how we manage our wage structure, because players like Rodri are going to be thinking, why is this guy who's just come in, who's got no experience with Manchester City at this moment in time, earning, what, 3 times the amount of what I am? So City will have to weigh that up and get that correct. Like I said, though, good pay rise there for Rodri. I'm surprised that Rodri isn't on more. Now, moving on to the outs, we've got an update on Gabriel Jesus. Now, Tutto, Mercato in Italy say that Juventus, they wanted to sign Jesus last summer, and Manchester City wanted around €50 million, and Juventus couldn't afford him. Going into this summer, apparently Juventus do still want to sign Gabriel Jesus and are willing to offer around €30 million to sign Jesus, which is less than what we actually paid to sign Gabriel Jesus. Our fee that we paid was around £35 million, so there's no way that I would accept this offer for Gabriel Jesus. I do feel like an offer of around 50 to 60 million euros would sound right for Gabriel Jesus, and Juventus may want to sign Jesus. I wouldn't be accepting anywhere near that. And what I'd be saying if City did want to actively sell Gabriel Jesus is I would be looking to try and sell him to the club that's willing to pay the most, because there'll be other clubs from around Europe and in England that would be willing to pay 50 to 60 million euros to sign Gabriel Jesus. Newcastle, West Ham, Wolves, these clubs will pay a lot of money to sign somebody like Gabriel Jesus, and City could get double the amount of money for him than what Juventus are offering. So I don't know where Jesus would want to end up. He probably would want to go to Juventus, but it's half of his value, and I'm hoping City won't accept that offer should that offer come in. Now, moving on to Riyad Mahrez, the latest on him now. Mercato in Italy, who aren't the most reliable of sources, are saying that Real Madrid, they want to sign Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez is 31 years old. He has a contract at City until 2023, and should Riyad Mahrez say that he doesn't want to extend his new contract, I can see Manchester City selling him potentially in the summer. Now, my problem with that is Mahrez has been our best winger this season. He's had an excellent season, and he's showing year on year that he's just getting more and more used to the Manchester City team, and he seems to just be getting better. He's like fine wine, just getting better and better as he gets older. And to me, if it was to sell Mahrez, he would be a big loss. I would like to get him on a new contract ASAP, get him on a 1 or 2 year extension. Why let him leave because he's 31 years old and there's interest from elsewhere? He's a fabulous player. Sterling, Jesus, Grealish, Foden can all cover on the right hand side. They can't displace Mahrez out of the team, so why would you sell a starting 11 player for his age to then try and bring somebody else in? But what I will say is, if a striker is signed by Manchester City, potentially I can see one of Mahrez due to his contract, and if he doesn't sign a new contract at Manchester City, or Jesus due to playing time, leaving City in the summer. But we'll see. Any of the latest on that? I will give it to you guys, of course, first and fast. Now, moving on to the ins, got a new name. Tyrick Mitchell of Crystal Palace, the left-back, attracted interest from Manchester City. That's according to The Sun. I was impressed when we played against Crystal Palace with Mitchell on the left-hand side. Manchester City are believed that they could be looking at full-backs in the summer. I wouldn't be against signing Tyrick Mitchell. I think the biggest question we've got here is if City are to sign a full-back. I can see City wanting a player like João Cancelo that can play on the left and can play on the right. And the big question there is, Tyrick Mitchell, can he cover right back as well as left back? He would be homegrown at Manchester City, so that's always a bonus. I just don't see fullbacks being high up on the agenda for Manchester City for the summer, but we'll see if there's an opportunity there to sign a player and there's a good deal there. Maybe City might pursue it. Now, moving on, we've got an update on Matheus Nunes. Now, a bowler in Portugal say that Manchester City, they want to sign the central midfielder this summer. And Nunes is the player that they would like to go and sign from Sporting Club de Portugal. They said that Manchester City are willing to offer 3 players to swap for him, including Pedro Porro, Ante Palaversa, and also Thales Magno. And I would assume that it would be involving Manchester City paying some money as well. And I have heard these 3 players, including 40 million euros on top of that to Sporting CP to sign Nunes. And what I will say is these rumours about Nunes, they are not going away. And City are believed to be looking at central midfielders, but a lot does depend on what happens, of course, with Fernandinho. Now, moving on, we've got the latest on Paulo Dybala. Now, Sky Sports have confirmed that Dybala, he will leave Juventus for free this summer when his contract is up. So there is an option there for City to go and sign Dybala if they want to. He'd fit into our false 9 system very well. He hasn't really kicked on with his career, is where my concern is. I wouldn't be against signing Dybala, but if there's an option out there for us to sign an out-and-out striker like Erling Haaland, I'd rather that took priority over Dybala. If things aren't working out for Manchester City though in signing these strikers, they're finding them too expensive, they can't get them on the wage structure, and we can get Dybala on our wage structure, then I would bring him in. And if that was the case, I would look at a central midfielder, regardless of what happens with Fernandinho, and I would look at a fullback and invest in that instead if Dybala is the guy that City do have a look at. But I've got the biggest problem I've got with Dybala is in a season or two, City will be looking at a goal scorer again, and that's a situation that we'll find ourselves in, because I can see Dybala being a replacement for Jesus. It could be a straight swap. Dybala comes to City and Jesus goes to Juventus, but I just don't see Man City are in the position where they need to sell Jesus. So if Juventus want him, they're going to have to pay what City want, but we've not got a figure on that as of yet. Right then, Haaland. Let's speak about him. Now, Mundo Deportivo in Spain, they claim that Manchester City now feel that Real Madrid lead the race to sign Erling Haaland. I'm not buying into that. I know Real Madrid are interested. That's a massive swing on last week's news in regards to Erling Haaland, and I feel like it's a bit of a stretch there to get the click from Mundo Deportivo. And perhaps it's hopefulness from Real Madrid's end in trying to force the sources and the media in Madrid and in Spain at the moment. They're putting a lot of pressure onto Real Madrid to make things happen. You've seen the treatment of Gareth Bale, and I've got a feeling they're really pushing. They want Real Madrid to go out there and not just sign Mbappe. They want Haaland and Mbappe. If they bring them in, the pressure on them would be astronomical. And if I were these young players thinking I want to go and excel and express myself, I'd want to go somewhere else based on them pressures, because unless you are ready and you're at the top peak of your game, then you're just going to be, well, frowned upon at Real Madrid. Anyway, DAZN, they say that Haaland, he doesn't have a date set on when a decision needs to be made on when he wants to leave, or a date on when payments need to be made in terms of his release clause. That's contrary to belief, saying that things need to be in place by the end of April. What DAZN are saying is that there's a lot of rumours out there and none of it is true. What it's suggesting is we're in for a proper saga. Now, Mark Douglas of iSport has said that Manchester City, they have their contract sorted ready for Erling Haaland, and if accepted, would be one of the Premier League's highest paid players. I've heard around 20 to 25 million euros per year. We're looking at over £400,000 per week to bring Erling Haaland in to Manchester City. Will City make that happen? That is the question. Now, Manchester City apparently have provided a clear career progression framework for Erling Haaland for him to digest, and the indication that I'm getting from the player is he prefers a move to Spain. Barcelona out of the equation, so it would be Real Madrid, which is where Haaland would like to go. However, the people aiding this deal, the people in charge of this deal, including his representatives, I'm not sure on the indication from his agent, but his representatives are saying, go and work for Pep Guardiola, go and work for Manchester City, because right now, that's what's best for your career. That's what's believed to have happened. Will he listen to his representatives? That's the question. So we'll have to wait and see again with regards to that. Now, Diario AS, not very reliable. Let's address what they've said. They've said that Haaland, he has rejected a massive offer from Manchester City and awaits an offer from Real Madrid, which I'll tell you right now, just isn't true. You're not going to reject a concrete offer in the hope that another club will make an offer. That isn't going to happen. You will wait until you get 2 offers. You will decide which offer is better and the best for you, and then you would say to the club that you rejected, are you going to improve on that? They're not just going to flat out reject it and say, actually, we're hoping for them instead, because that just doesn't make financial or business sense from any party. So I find this rumour quite ridiculous. Now, also, I'm under the understanding that offers have already been presented to Erling Haaland and his representative from all interested camps. That includes Real Madrid. So again, further contradicting that Real Madrid haven't yet made an offer. Real Madrid will be in contact with Haaland and his representatives. They'll be fully aware of what Manchester City are willing to pay. Reliable sources have said around £400,000 per week. That's what Real Madrid have to deal with. Manchester City have said to Haaland, if they're going to get a better offer from somewhere else, let us know and we'll do what we can to try and match it. So what we're waiting on now is feedback from these offers that have been presented to Haaland and his camp, and then what we're waiting on is a decision. We haven't actually had a decision from Haaland that he is going to leave Dortmund this summer. I'm not too sure if we'll get that. What I think will happen in the next few weeks is Erling Haaland will say he's going to pursue this offer. And when it does, things are going to get very, very crazy out there. What I will say, everyone getting pretty concerned about these Real Madrid rumours, I'd say take it with a pinch of salt, stay relaxed. Sources at City are saying they're relaxed, they've got everything sorted in place for this deal. It's up to Haaland if he wants to accept it or not. We can't force a player to accept our offer. All we can do is try our best, which Manchester City seem to be doing everything they can to try and make this transfer happen. We've acted quickly, we're willing to pay the numbers, we're in constant contact with Haaland and his camp. What I think may be the unique selling point for this deal could be Manchester City getting Pep Guardiola on a new contract. Get him on a 2-year extension, then Erling Haaland knows he's going to have, what, 3 seasons of Pep Guardiola where he can listen and learn and push on with his career. Because City, people don't like this terminology, but Haaland, there is the potential of him using City as a stepping stone. And what Manchester City want to do is get Haaland in and convince him then that this is the place to be. He can win Ballon d'Ors here, he can win the big trophies, the Premier Leagues and the Champions Leagues, keep him happy, keep him here and keep him sweet is the direction that City are looking for. And if Haaland still wants to leave and go to Barcelona or Real Madrid, as long as they put in a suitable offer, then that could be done. And I wouldn't rule out the potential of a release clause being put in for this deal. And if there is a release clause, because City would be paying around, what, £64 million to sign Haaland, which is a good deal, I'd be suggesting that similar money of what PSG paid for Neymar, for Mbappe, look at around £150 million. That would be my minimum that I'd be setting out for a release clause for someone of the capabilities of Erling Haaland. I'd also want him on a long contract, and apparently I think he's looking more for like a 4-year contract rather than 5 or 6. So lots still to be discussed and lots still to think about. So there we go, that's the very latest. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up. 300 likes, that's the aim. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Leave your thoughts as well of what you made of these transfers in the comments below. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. I'll be doing daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer transfer window video for you guys to look forward to. So if you haven't already, then do subscribe. We're on that push to 25,000 subscribers, now less than 400 subs away from 23,000 subscribers, so any help towards that will be greatly appreciated. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. My email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. I'm actively looking for a sponsor for them daily Manchester City transfer videos in the summer. They're going to be big, they're going to be good, so a good opportunity there for anybody that is interested, and I'll see you all again very soon. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.